If you're just joining us, my name is Jeff Hogan. I'm joined here with my buddy Matthew Bemonte, and we're coming at you with coverage of Round 6 of the Hoaglandia Open Series Lives, brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com. Use code OPEN3 all day there today to save 10% on all your purchases of paper Ikoria singles there with them. We're about to be heading on in to see two of our players who are currently live to win the entire tournament. This tournament structure is double elimination, so everybody that we will have on coverage all day is always live to be able to win the entire thing. There's a Grixis Dredge deck at 4-1. You love to see it. There's also a Sultai Frog combo deck that's doing okay. So we'll see how they end up looking. We're gonna try and get them on. If they're still in the event next round, we're gonna try and get them up on coverage. Waiting on my people to hit play. All right, heading on in now.
Tank Fiend Artisan is a good way to get me to spend my mythic wild cards. I don't know if I own those yet. That's good. All right.
So it looks like we've got some Jeskai Lukka here versus Nexus of Fate.
Okay.
Matthew.
Okay. The two evildoers get their punishment is to play against each other.
So normally I have a Nexus of Fate is banned from coverage policy. But I'm actually really interested to see how it does in this matchup. Because while there's definitely things that feel like they can get under the Jeskai Lukka deck, I'm interested to see if this Nexus combo deck feels like it can go over the top of it in a way.
That's my question is, can it go over the top? Because like the Lukka deck doesn't present a particularly fast clock. Can you go over the top? And how annoying is Teferi going to be for your deck?
Yep, if that's worth noting too. Like, main deck Teferi here goes a long way towards potentially giving the Jeskai deck time to slow down the Nexus of Fate deck.
Yeah. See what happens here. Yeah, good bottoms from the 5 cards. Again, open deck list, you don't need Omen of the Sun or Elspeth Conqueror's Death. Elspeth Conqueror's Deck is okay against like Wilderness Reclamation, but not particularly an all-star.
Who's the beatdown? I feel like this is a game where the Nexus of Fate player is favored as the game goes along, and the Jeskai Lukka player wants to try and get things over with.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like once Sorceress Azcanta gets going, it's not even playing the same game.
Yeah, being on the play with Wilderness Reclamation on 3 is pretty good, but so is Teferi. And I guess now that Teferi's in play, you probably would rather Tamiyo on 3, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends if they go down or up. They should go up almost certainly here, but
yeah, I'm not quite sure what their. Maybe we'll switch to the other screen. This player's whatever their arena is, they've got some kind of weird motion blur going on. Although this screen also is running at really low frame rate, so I think we're gonna go with motion blur.
Yeah.
As always, dear Wizards of the Coast, please give us a real spectator mode. Thank you.
Okay. Just like searching out Nexus here.
Yep. Oh, Shark Typhoon. That makes a lot of sense. Shark Typhoon is a card that allows you to pressure their Planeswalker off the table.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's a very good point.
They have Brazen Borrower, sure.
Also not bad.
You have to assume if they're running official events on Arena soon, there'll be a spectator mode. Not if they don't want to cover those events.
Yeah, that's my big consideration too. I would certainly hope so, but
so they flipped over a bunch of cards here. You see Tamiyo taking a peek on whether or not they want to pick anything back up here.
Man, Blast Zone's one of those ones that's also not miserable, but
yeah, Blast Zone does eventually take Teferi off the battlefield. And again, aside from this Yorion, the Lukka player doesn't really have anything going on here, right?
Yeah. Huh.
I think we're gonna see Blast Zone happen because once this Blast Zone clears the Teferi out, they're kind of home free to kind of do whatever they want, right?
Exactly. And like this pressures the Tef again. Like so now Tef doesn't get to bounce this Reclamation. So
Yep. And we're gonna need to charge the Blast Zone to 3 and then be able to kill Tef
Yeah.
off the next turn.
Yep.
And you can see here, and this is part of why I think this matchup might be good for the Nexus deck, at least game 1, is we see all of these Justice Strikes, and like there's Clarions and Shatter the Skies, and even Omen Birth of Mentalis and stuff like that. That just like really don't have text boxes against the Nexus deck.
Yeah, the other thing too is like if the Yorion deck, if the Lukka deck doesn't have like Teferi out and they have like Fires of Invention out, you can counter all their stuff with Thassa's Intervention. Like they don't get to rebuttal against it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So all kinds of stuff. Yeah, this is like whatever. Yeah, nobody cares about Teferi.
So we'll see end step. This Blast Zone is going to tick up to 3, I imagine.
Yeah.
And then next turn, we'll probably see Tamiyo plus Stimming Nexus of Fate. We'll play the other Reclamation. We can Blast Zone, kill the Teferi at end of turn, and then also Nexus of Fate at end of turn if we hit it.
Yeah.
And then the Thassa's Intervention from there, plus the Tamiyo, probably lets them take the game over.
The other consideration I thought about here is kind of funny is like you could go grab Root Snare and buy yourself like one more turn if you wanted.
Yeah, well, the Root Snare doesn't... it would kill the Tamiyo, right? Because she's a 3? So like...
No, Root Snare. Well...
Because if you down tick the Tamiyo, she dies.
Right.
So I feel like you plus a Nim Nexus here. Yeah.
Yeah. Just hope to hit. And whiffed.
So
but even still, like
you get to do this. We see the pause at end of turn, so we get to float some mana, untap, float some mana, untap.
Yeah.
And then you get to float with Blast Zone here too, even before you. They're gonna so they've technically denied themselves a mana here. They should have floated a mana with it and then let the untap happen again here, right?
Right. Yeah. I guess if you're just like banking on Thassa's Intervention, it doesn't matter that much. But
okay, Shark Typhoon's actually pretty good here because it means that you're gonna get to jump block your Yorion. Jump block the Yorion. Teferi's also great from Kevin's side of the board. That's exactly what they want to see, a card that just like has a text box and does something here.
Yeah, it's funny. That's what I was talking about. Like, typically you'd have Justice Strike available here, but since there's a Fires Invention, you don't get to strike.
No, they do. No, they do. They get to Justice Strike still because Fires doesn't stop you from playing at instant speed. It just makes it so you can only play on your turn.
Oh, sorry, they do have a second. Okay, never mind.
Yep. Yeah, they haven't played a spell yet this turn. Okay, so this actually puts Kevin in a really good spot. I wasn't thinking about the Justice Strike either with the Shark blocking.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
This is an example of them getting value off one of those cards that's otherwise usually dead.
Yeah, and here comes Tef.
Yep.
And if Tef finds another spell, yeah, I mean, they're still rolling here. They've already Justice struck for the turn, but...
Yeah, I assume we'll see Tef rebound something.
Yeah, this is quite good.
Just try and dig deeper. They're trying to find a Lukka at this point, right? Or some way to like get Agent going.
Yeah, I mentioned at the beginning of the match, like how annoying is Tef for your deck, and right now it's pretty annoying.
Yep. Oh, and there's the Lukka we just mentioned. So you could turn Yorion into Agent of Treachery next turn if you'd like. I wonder if we'll just see Iron Blood look at 4 cards and take 2 of them here.
I don't hate that. You got to try and find the Nexus. I mean,
even Nexus doesn't really accomplish anything at the moment, right? Like you need a card like Search for Azcanta or Tamiyo going to sustain card advantage while you take turns.
Yeah. Well. Man. Yeah, I don't... I think you got to just dig for cards here. I mean, it doesn't feel great, but...
All right. Well, we found the castle is actually sneakily good here because castle means that they're going to get some amount of value out of these wilderness reclamations while Teferi sits in play.
Yeah, I was going to say castle lets you churn through a little bit here.
Now, if you're Kevin, do you turn Yorion into an agent here?
What do you just want to steal reclamation here or land? I don't know. I mean, it's probably fine, but it's not exciting. I don't think so, man. I don't think I would. But
you could play Lukka and +1 it and just try and high roll the agent.
That's never happened.
That's the skill play right there, right? Just like you don't cash in your Yorion, you just like high roll and draw the agent off the top.
God, I hope it happens, but it never happens. Gosh. Well, looks like they're probably doing nothing. Okay, they've chosen to do nothing.
Yep. Okay, and Tamiyo's like pretty reasonable, right? She lets you
Gosh, you can go get Blast Zone back if you really want to.
Yeah, so you get to do this, and you get to untap, and you get to scry. So like, it's like a little bit better than Explore, right? Because you get to scry along with your Explore.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want either of these. It's pretty good.
I'm trying to figure out what they want to do with Tamiyo. Okay, there's ooh. Okay, so now you get to Tamiyo plus name Nexus, and then if you hit Nexus, you Borrower, bounce the Teferi, start taking turns.
For sure.
And then maybe go from there.
I think that's the line. I mean, at this point, probably like 20-ish cards through the deck.
Yeah, there's only 29 cards in their deck here. So like they're what's the Hypergeo on that?
4 and 30.
Yeah, you get 4
and 29.
4 looks. Their population is 29. So they are 47%. They're about a coin flip here, which if you've never played against Nexus before, that means they're 100% to hit it.
Always hit.
Whoo!
Maybe even a couple.
Whoo! All right, how likely were they to hit 2? They were 8% to hit 2 or more. They were 8% to hit 2 or more. GG!
I mean, we knew that was going to happen. So. Nice Tef. Just yeah. Did they get to intervention at all tier 2?
Yeah, and Kevin has played plenty of Historic. They know the writing's on the wall. They know that taking 2 turns with Tamiyo in play, they are not very unlikely to get another turn.
Yep, Kevin has played this game before.
These are both anti-heroes, right? There's no hero in this story.
There's not.
All the heroes are dead, chat. There is no hero on your screen. Those of you looking to root for someone, you'll find no one to root for here.
There's 3 Grafdigger's Cage in the sideboard too.
Is it even a Grafdigger's Cage matchup?
I don't think so.
I feel like their cages are for like the. Oh, by the way, do you see Ironblood's deck name?
I do.
The old resident sleeper. They know what they're doing. I appreciate someone who's a monster that knows they're a monster. They're on the level.
Yep.
Wow. They know what they're doing. They're not trying to sell themselves something they're not.
Okay. These bands are both great for both players, I think.
This is like the Joker versus Lex Luthor. Accurate comparison.
Who would you root for in that scenario?
Definitely Lex.
Really? I'm the opposite. So
I guess.
Joker.
Maybe not. I don't know. Billionaires are no good for me, Maddie.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, this is about as good as it's going to get for the Yorion player. You got Vito and Tef. It's a pretty solid start.
The Joker wants to help you eat the rich. Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right, I guess I'm solidly on Team Joker.
Okay. Once again, annoying stained glass Teferi comes to the battlefield.
And we see here in this post-board game, we see this Dovin's veto in Kevin's hand. That's a pretty big difference between the pre-board and the post-board games, right? In the pre-board games, that Dovin veto is like, a Clarion or a Justice Strike, and here it's a card that actually has a text box.
Yeah, this one's pretty solid. It's a tight squeeze here for Iron Blood. I don't know what you're supposed to do here. It's kind of tough. This Brazen Borrower is pretty bad at this point.
Yeah, and the veto is going to be bad, extra bad next turn. I feel like we're bouncing the wall. Okay, sure, I like that because eventually they're going to want that for Lukka anyways, right?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm feeling pretty comfortable if I'm on Kevin's side of the board right now. Like they've got the veto, they've got the Teferi. They just need to find a way to end the game, and they technically have Yorion, and they eventually can cycle into something else too.
Yep, it's pretty solid. Yeah, this seems like a pretty easy berth. Leave up veto turn. Also leaves a Triome to cycle, but
someone in chat making the comparison of Lex Luthor to our current president, but then someone else correctly pointing out that Lex Luthor is actually a billionaire. All right, so there's the Teferi down tick there. So now that Teferi went down, do you plan to just cycle the Shark Typhoon and make a 2/2?
It's so hard. They just can try and restick. I don't know. I'd probably try and make a shark and just get blown out completely, but
yep.
Because if they Lukka you, it doesn't really matter. You can't counter it. So if they have Lukka, you're dead.
Yep. And again, just Teferi turning in otherwise interesting games of Magic into uninteresting games of Hearthstone. Teferi is a card that often puts you in a spot where the only thing you can do is hope they don't have it.
Exactly.
As opposed to having any element of counterplay.
Yeah, exactly. Your measure of counterplay is please don't have it. And the crappy part too is they have Omen of the Sea. So if you don't try and stick anything, they're gonna Omen you.
Yep.
Dig deeper. It's really bad.
Yeah, Kevin's definitely in the driver's seat at this point.
Yeah, really bad for Iron Blood.
I like jamming for Iron Blood here.
Yep. I do too. If they have a counterspell, so be it, and they don't get to continue to dig through their deck, hopefully.
Another veto here is real good.
Gosh. Yeah, that's a beating. And they get to leave up veto plus cycle the Triome as well.
Yep. And at this point, I feel like if you jammed the Tamiyo last turn, you're probably just on the Space Jam plan again this turn, right?
Oh, yeah, almost certainly.
You jammed last turn to try and play through their disruption, so you probably want to stay the course on that plan.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to fire into this deck. They don't have a million counterspells. It feels like they have a million counterspells now, but they don't play too many.
Yeah, and deck lists are heads up here too, right? So
yeah.
If we take a peekaboo at Iron's deck list here.
Yeah, Kevin has, I guess he's got 6 counterspells post board with 3 dispute, 3 veto.
Yeah, but they're playing 80 cards, right? So it's 4 counterspells post board.
It's they probably have a dozen, roughly. They always have one, so who cares? This is interesting. Well,
the Borrower's interesting. I kind of like making this. You're making Kevin to make a choice now. You're basically saying, hey, okay, so you gotta bounce with your Teferi or whatnot. And a lot of looks here if you're Kevin at a Lukka now, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think you send anything that's not Lukka back.
Yeah, I think you just I think I'd double bottom here, and then I'd cycle the Triome as well.
Yeah.
The second Teferi is kind of appealing because it is a hate card, so I don't fault them for keeping that. I don't think, but you're one shallower now.
Yeah.
Sure. All the Teferis.
Yeah.
So what do you do now? Do you just Teferi bounce the Borrower, Teferi bounce the Azcanta, say go?
I actually think you. Yeah, I was gonna say I think you actually no, that's probably fine too. I was gonna say you bounce the Tef or bounce the Search, and like you can almost like just play Orion too if you want this turn.
Huh.
Because like, how do you get through?
Well, I don't think you want to go a turn without a Teferi in play. So I think if you're Orioning here, you're.
Oh, they plus. Yeah, they can just plus it. Sorry.
Are they? Okay,
so
weird. Mistake here. They plussed, and then they played this other one.
Yeah, that's weird. That's very weird.
Yeah, a little bit of a sequencing mistake here on Kevin's part, I think.
Huh.
All right, and there's an Agent of Treachery that we can actually just cast here. So.
Yeah, next turn, right? Yeah.
If I'm on Kevin's side of the board, I'm like vetoing anything they give me to veto, and then I get to untap and play Agent.
Yeah, 1000%. Well, it's so hard. The Nexus matchup when it was in Standard, remember, like Tef was definitely like the bane of the existence, and again, just kind of showing up.
Yep, I don't really feel like we have much play here. I guess you could just pass and then plan to make a Shark at end of turn. But if they play Yorion, like,
yeah,
you just don't get to do anything. You could put Reclamation into play. You could just play this. Sure, sure. I'm actually kind of into that.
I am too. Like, okay.
I feel like I could go either way there.
Well, now they get to Agent you. Ugh. I wonder if you're supposed to bounce the. I mean, I think you're supposed to bounce the token again.
Yeah, probably.
As awful as it sounds, but like, you don't know that they have Agent just hanging out. Like now they just get to stick it. Yeah, this feels bad. Do you remember? I think they were playing like what's the Night Pack Ambusher? They were playing that card to like beat some of these more controlling decks too at one point.
Yeah, but I don't think that works because like they have Big Bird and they have Agent and like normally that was a fine plan because they wouldn't really have removal in post board against you, but like now they have things that get into combat and things that seal your stuff, and I think that plan ends up being pretty medium for you.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
And like this is one of those parts where you just feel so helpless, right? Because the Agent, or in some cases Elspeth Conquers Death, is just in play, and they have the Yorion sitting in exile, and you're just like, well,
yeah, it's just looming.
I can't do anything because any play I make gets stolen.
Yeah, it stole a second Castle Vantress. Yeah, it's pretty rough. I mean, yeah, like the best play would be like stick to Shark Typhoon, but like again, there's just Yorion just gonna steal it, so like who cares?
Yep. Yeah, it's one of those just like to me like, do you like Thassa's intervention? Yeah, I mean like all your plays are terrible, right? So you might as well like look for better plays.
Sure. Well,
all right, land growth spiral, I guess.
Yeah, nice Mystic Disputes. Good lord. The glass half full is that Kevin just doesn't have anything going on in his hand, I guess, at this point. But there's two omens and you're.
I mean, even Teferi has something going on, right? Like he just gets to go ahead and like they omen here, and then they Yorion both the omens.
Ugh.
Oh look, there's a Lukka. Okay, so we're done, right?
Yeah,
the game has ended.
Game's over. Yeah, that's rough. That is quite rough. Yeah, Tef again, just showing up and being like, what a nuisance.
Yep. A lot of the things that would punish the Jeskai deck, Teferi is just incidentally very, very good against us. Good against.
Yep. All right.
Yep. And we see this come down here. And, like, playing your Yorion out doesn't even really matter because you can always Teferi, bounce it back to your hand, and use it again later.
Exactly. Next turn. Like, It's so good.
Pick your
Permanent
favorite
sleep.
thing. Yep. Your search for Azcanta, my search for Azcanta.
Man, that's bad. What if Yorion could only blink like 2 things? Or 1 thing?
What if it could only blink creatures?
Or only, exactly. Or like
What
only
if it was?
creatures,
What if it was only creatures? Like obviously it's still good with Agent of Treachery then, but like it didn't reset. Like I read like Oko, Yorion. Like there's so many cards that have been printed in the last year that I really wish they would share what their top decks were in their future league. Like what were the best decks in the standard that you predicted that these cards were okay?
Yeah.
Just so like,
yeah, it's not meant to like dump on them and be like, okay, well you totally missed this, because like there's I don't know a half dozen people that are probably on that, and there's millions of people playing outside the game, but like how close were you to like something like this Jeskai Lukka deck, right? Like you want to know, you need feedback, and like they just don't release that stuff for whatever reason.
they've done some articles like that before. I wish they'd do more of them.
Yeah. What's funny, they had like Sam Black on their team. I don't know if he was doing stuff like that, but he was like, Sam Black's like one of the best deck builders maybe of all time, and like I am sure that he could find something busted with Fires of Invention if you gave him like a week.
Well, and he was one of the people who I believe was like Yorion's the best companion.
Yeah.
And that's definitely accurate.
Yep. Yeah. This done.
Someone in chat asking about the sweetest deck awards. After this tournament is done, probably sometime tomorrow, because Matt and I are going to have a long day casting today, we're each going to pick one of our favorite decks from the tournament that didn't otherwise get a prize, and you'll be contacted via Discord DM. So all of the people who win prizes, regardless of what you get a prize for, you'll be contacted via Discord DM sometime tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, like, respect to Iron, I guess, for continuing to play, but we are like firmly in the dumpster here.
Yeah, it's like come on, Iron. They can see they didn't make you take all the turns. Yeah, definitely Winding Road. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
if we weren't done before, I forgot that what was about to happen.
Yeah, you forgot. Yeah, it's quite good.
Those articles got used to harass WotC employees. I mean, they could just post them without names on it, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to like credit the article to one specific person. Like, for example, there's a reason why they didn't have anybody sign their name to the organized play changes, right? It was just like a faceless article on the magic.gg site.
God, their poor social media team.
Yeah, like I felt bad for that. Yep.
God.
Agree.
Imagine walking to that meeting and they're like, okay, here's what we're doing today. And like, as a social media person, you can't be like, well, this is stupid, but it's like your job. And like, I mean, God, what a massacre. I'd be like, I quit. Today's my last day.
I mean, like
don't pay me.
I thought we were going to get a concession there.
I thought it was.
For the record, I actually thought the organized play changes were super reasonable. Like, in terms of like what's going on in the world, I feel like they made a reasonable bed to lie in. And like, well, I see people are disappointed that like prize pools were shrunk. Like, most companies are going to be making less money these days.
Yeah, like people are laying off and furloughing people, and like prize pool's pretty low on the priorities. What if they just postponed everything and said, all right, well, better luck next year?
Then you probably don't want huge events, right? Like, then all your events next year are huge if and when they come back. Like, we might be more than a year away from big tournaments coming back.
Yeah. I don't know. Magic players TM.
Yeah. Yep. I think Crokies put it best on Twitter one time. He was like, Magic players are the dumbest group of smart people I've ever interacted with.
Well, that's true.
It's an apt summary, how I often feel after reading a lot of stuff.
This game is really close. Like, it's 22-14.
I mean, looking at the scoreboards here,
this game is incredibly close.
Based on scoreboards alone, So how many cards? How many permanents are you going to steal from Ironblood this turn? So you're going to like Lukka something. You're going to like Omen of the Sun, Lukka it into an agent, Teferi, bounce your Yorion, blink yours. You're going to steal 4 things here if you're Kevin.
Well, the good news is, oh god, that sucks. I was going to say we're on a 2-turn clock, but Uro changes the math. Ugh.
Yes, the people there will be 11 or 12 rounds for the people that win the tournament. Depends on exactly how the pair downs break out for exactly the number of rounds that we play. Anything above 129 players works out to 11 rounds. Start to finish.
All right, it's not going to be quite as many clicks as the Super Duper Missile, but you're going to have to discard quite a few cards here, Kevin.
Agent of Treachery's gonna... Oh, wait, actually, if we blink the agents, we don't draw this turn, right?
That's true.
We blink the agents so we don't draw this turn?
Oh, I love it.
Oh, I love this. Okay, so we're gonna bounce our own fires now, right?
Sure.
We're gonna cast a spell, and then we're gonna Teferi down, tick, bounce fires.
Sure. It doesn't really matter what you do at this point. Kevin's play with his food. Super friends. Big fan.
All roads lead to Rome.
Yeah. Hallowed Moonlight. Wow, that was a card.
Containment Priest.
Yeah, like where's that?
Can we just print Can we just print Containment Priest?
I don't see why not.
That one.
Containment Priest.
If you had Containment Priest and you banned Teferi, you could flash in Containment Priest in response to Lukka's down tick.
God, what a slap in the face it would be if they had Containment Priest in the format with Tef.
Yeah.
A slap right in the face. Alright. 8, yeah?
Nah, man. I got a Shark.
God, this is stupid. This game is still going on. Hey, Judge, do you mind walking over to this table and watching it for slow play, please?
I've already got the judges watching. They pop the little timers up when the players get too slow.
This is about the point where I would have like an air horn if I was a judge, and I'd blare it every time I was like getting ready to call you for slow play.
Person in chat commenting on Durandith Magistrate. I don't think that card's very good. Doesn't really do anything. It doesn't stop Agent from being cheated into play, right? It's about casting. No. It's about casting creatures. It's basically useless.
All right, you're gonna have to discard. I don't know, like 10 cards.
Have a quick dexterity check here for Kevin. Got to discard seven or 8 cards. It's not quite discard 30 that we saw with the Super Duper Missile earlier today, but it's it's close. It's the closest you're gonna get.
Only 11 cards to discard here. It's less by a magnitude of 3. Oh man. This is something. I told you guys, a Lukka deck the Yorion deck never decks itself.
It never decks itself. That's its hidden superpower, right? They made you play 80 cards so that way you wouldn't risk decking while you stole all their stuff with Agent of Treachery.
Exactly. Even in the game where we almost got milled, we did not get milled and won the game instead. That was a roller coaster. We've had some really highs and really lows today, I tell you what.
I don't know that I'm still kind of salty for our what's it called player?
Treasure Hunt?
Treasure Hunt player.
Yeah. Between that and the one with the Shark Typhoon, those are heartbreakers.
Yep.
Great. I'll make my own shark. This is great. This is like something straight out of Animal Planet. Okay.
Listen, Matt. What's the saying? There's always a bigger fish.
Yeah, we're gonna need a bigger boat. Oh my god. And here I thought the Nexus player would go hilariously over the top of the other one, but boy was I wrong.
Boy was I. Listen, there's still a game 3, Matthew.
Yeah, great. Now wake me up.
Thank you, Iron Blood. Mercy.
Oh.
Mercy, tap out.
Wow.
Pound the mat.
Really, really just really nice. I don't know, man. I want these Grafdigger's cages. I don't know why.
All right. This is the last Nexus primary feature match, I think, though, until we'll get to them later in the rounds, maybe. But this is I want to see how this matchup plays out, but I don't know that I have it in me for another one.
All right,
Man, Kevin's hands have been hot fire.
I hate Teferi.
Man, dude, why 80 cards doesn't matter. We talked about 60 cards being so important for so long. We were so dumb. We just had no idea.
I am
80 card. 80 cards. Never not 80
from now on. I'm gonna get a T-shirt that says that and wear it next time we do one of these.
80 card deck, 100% consistent. Now, one thing that's worth noting here is we've got a Thassa's Intervention on the play here, which does let Iron Blood counter the turn 3 Teferi.
That's completely accurate, my friend. I mean, they're just gonna draw. I would say they're just gonna draw Mystical Dispute and just wait. It doesn't even matter.
Why would you do this to my family, Matthew?
So stupid.
Why would you do this to me, your friend?
You have 3 of these in your deck? Yeah, you'll have one in your first 3 cards. Hold on. Oh my god.
Oh no.
Don't do it.
Danger.
Do not play that.
Danger, Will Robinson. Danger, danger.
Don't you dare play that Narset.
Play the Blast Zone and pass.
Please don't play the Narset. Gosh.
They're thinking about it, Matthew.
And the Lukka deck hand is so stupidly stacked.
It's so good.
You know what? Go ahead and play Narset. Go ahead. Shock it in, too. All right.
Ugh.
Big fan.
She's coming, Matthew. She's getting ready.
Gosh. Oh, yeah. How could
Prepare yourself.
You have a Planeswalker on the 3rd turn of the game. How could you not play it? All right. Woo! Crisis averted. All right.
Gosh, just every counter spell.
So dumb.
Man. I feel like Kevin should try playing like a 90 or 100 card deck to make it fair.
Like Iron's going to get completely ravaged for holding these cards too because of the veto.
Yep.
What a tilt. Oh, nice.
Okay, Tamiyo, I feel like you held Thassa's Intervention last turn, so you probably hold it again this turn.
Sure.
And then, like, when they don't give you anything to do, maybe you draw 2, or maybe you just tick up Blast Zone.
Sure. Just let them open to the CU. God, it's so bad. Omen of the Sea is such a sweet card, too.
Yep.
But it'll be like one of my all-time most hated cards because of what it does for these decks.
Yep.
But it's so good. It's so well designed. It's really fun, but God.
Definitely don't need another Omen in for a 4th land.
Yep. Sea Ordain. Yep, that's a good one.
Okay. You don't even really want the fires at this point, right? Like you've got your veto.
It's pretty bad.
And then like the fires there is incentive to like veto almost anything.
Like you got it. I think you have to. I don't know. I probably wait here. Like you just let them look at these cards. I think. You just don't want a Planeswalker. I think.
Yeah.
It's the big.
Yeah, I agree. They disputed the growth spiral earlier, though. So yeah, I'm like kind of not surprised to see this play here, based on how aggressive they were with the dispute earlier. And I feel like if you're Iron Bolt at this point, you just like jam the Tamiyo.
Yeah, gotta jam something. God, if they had another dispute here, I would snap concede.
What do you name here? Reclamation?
I think it's Reclamation. It could also be like, I can't dispute it. That sucks. It's probably Reclamation, but
you can name dispute because if they fires into Teferi or just Teferi, you can counter it that way.
That's valid. God, everything about this sucks.
Yep, and there's the 5th land rolling off the top for Kevin there. Yeah. So you get to go fires into Teferi, blink, the Shark.
Yep.
And then you have Teferi to help ensure that you don't get comboed next turn.
Yep. Yeah. Wow. Goodbye, Shark.
And then next turn, you're going to start getting agented.
Twice. Yeah, you get
Yeah,
twice
like, I
next
don't...
turn.
This... I feel like I was kind of expecting Nexus to be favored here, and it just does not feel that way. It feels like, at best, this is a close matchup. If not, the Lukka deck's ahead.
I don't even know what you can do here. Go get Typhoon? You get Typhoon back? I don't know. That's not a winning line, though. Like, nothing's a winning line.
Someone commenting that 10 of the 49 remaining players are Naya Winota.
Okay.
I think that's probably the deck to beat in this format.
It's the, in my opinion, it's the best deck against like these two decks that just want to stare at each other for a few turns.
Yep.
Okay.
I very cleverly thought to pair Winota with the 7-drop human in Historic because I'm incredibly innovative, so I should take credit for my genius building that deck, right?
Yeah, you created all the Winota decks.
Every Winota deck ever is mine. I definitely didn't just pull up a Gatherer Search or Scryfall Search and sort by converted mana cost for humans. That's definitely not what happened.
Okay. None of those seem particularly good here. I'd probably search Brazen Freebooter.
Nah, Buccaneers, man. It's all about Bucky. You get to make an Avengers reference and say like A+ gold.
Yeah, I mean, I would have went and got Wilderness Reclamation, or tried to.
Sick. All right.
I would have hit because I'm a genius.
Okay. Yeah, it's basically a free roll, right? So it lets you if you're blast suiting this turn anyways.
Yeah. That's so stupid.
All right. What do you steal if you're on Kevin's side of the board? You just take the Tamiyo?
Sure. I mean, I'd probably take the Blast Zone. I don't know. Take Blast Zone. You can blink everything.
Well, you can't blink this turn, right? They need to make tokens.
Oh, they need to make tokens, I guess.
Yep. So they make tokens. Oh, I guess. No, yeah. If you wanted to blink this turn, you'd have to Yorion before you Lukka, and I think you want a Yorion post agent.
Yeah, you want a Yorion post agent. Yeah, for sure. Almost certainly. Actually, you can take the Tamiyo. You can go backwards and grab the Dovin's Veto.
Well, you have fires in place. So that's not like super useful.
Oh, duh. That's right. You have fires now. It doesn't really matter what you do.
Yeah. We're plussing. It's an interesting decision.
Yeah, like, what are we looking for? ECD?
Just like another agent? Conqueror's Death? Sure. I mean, you can't cast another spell this turn, so like, does it really matter?
Yeah, whatever you do doesn't matter. Okay.
So Blast Zone's going to tick up to 3 here, almost assuredly. And then, I guess actually, with the Blast Zone here, and the Reclamation, and the Narset,
oh boy,
we could see Nexus go off here, right?
Yeah, that's probably why I would have taken a land. I think I would have taken a land.
Yeah, you could have taken the Blast Zone. Yeah.
But, I mean,
so
it's rough.
So we blow the Blast Zone, we play the Sandbar. Or maybe we keep the Sandbar so we can cycle it. You can even cycle the Sandbar before you do anything and see what that gets you.
Yeah. That's why I would have taken Blast Zone, though, because like, you just need your Tef to stick on the table. They're not beating that card.
I agree that as long as Teferi's in play, the Kevin's probably favored, so taking the Blast Zone kind of makes sense.
What are we doing?
Oh, that's a really good observation in chat that I also missed, and maybe Kevin missed. There's a white castle on Kevin's side of the board. So Kevin could have activated white castle, Luka'd that, and then Yorion'd everything, and stolen 2 things this turn.
Well, this thing's pretty good, because I was saying it kills the white enchantment also, the Omen of the Sun.
Yeah.
It's fine. I don't think we're making much headway, but...
I mean, so what has to happen here? So a winning line for the Nexus player is Narset finds Nexus, Narset finds Tamiyo, Tamiyo finds Nexus, combo from there.
Yes, that's correct.
That's the series here. So you go Narset into Nexus.
Hit it.
We could cycle Shark Typhoon and get a redraw, but if this draws not a Nexus, we're probably dead.
You have to do it for 0, right?
Yeah, you have to. Yep, you only have 6 mana, so you have to do this for 0.
Okay.
Because next turn, Kevin's going to get to take 3 of your things. They're going to Lukka a token into an agent, and they're going to Yorion both agents.
Yeah. Okay. Yep, so X is 0.
Yep. Knows their deck, knows they just have to hit Nexus here to have a shot.
Hit it.
Survey says. Nope.
Alright, well.
Yep. We're gonna see the concession here on Ironblood's part. And I agree with that. I think that game is done. Next turn, they're gonna get 3 of their things taken, and then at that point they're gonna get things taken every turn between Teferi bouncing and Yorion and all that, and the game's just over at that point.
Wow. Alright, well, yeah. The Yorion deck looked pretty good there. Did what it wanted to do, and tons of time to set up shop.
It does not seem like it's possible to go over. It seems like very similar to Standard. Does not feel like it's possible to go over the top of this Jeskai deck.
Yep, definitely agree.
All right, we actually have. I'll pull it up because it's there, but we have a Jeskai Lukka mirror match running as one of the last matches here.